Dr. DL Tillery here, and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, how about you press that subscribe button, give this video a like, and ring that bell so you know when I'm uploading new videos. So this is an update video about my process of releasing my first full novel. It's been an interesting journey so far, and I'm still in the thick of it. But I thought, even though I don't do these videos too often over here on my channel, I figured I would still let you all know what was going on with that, especially for those who plan on reading the book. If you don't know the title of my book, it is called Cagliostro, Tale of the Light Virgin. And it is I think it's going to fall in dark fantasy, possibly. As you know, I write horror, and most of my stories have a horror element even when they're not predominantly horror. That being said, yes, Cagliostro will also have horror elements in it. It is a story about a different type of being, so to speak. And there are plenty of different types of creatures and beings in my story. And some may interview me possibly later and ask me about the world in which Cagliostro lies. We're not really going to get into that today. What I wanted to talk to you about is the alpha process that I am currently in the thick of. It's interesting. I have right now 4 alphas, and the main alpha that I have is more in a my main alpha is detailed far as, you know, what's structured wrong or something like that. Most of the time I wouldn't ask for that, but I think having one alpha in that setting is really good for you as a writer. She's really enjoying the story, which is really great to hear, but she helps pick some things apart as well, which I also need. Then I have another alpha who's purely reading, in the mindset of reading. There's some plot holes or something like that type of setting. That's what I asked for. And she likes the story as well, so thumbs up, yay for that. Then I have another alpha who's a male in this setting, and he likes the story, but his feels for one of the characters is not his feels for one of the characters is not good, I guess. Like, he doesn't like the character's personality, which to me is a good thing. I know some people are like, what? Well, it's a good thing to me because that means that this character gives him types of feelings. That means the character isn't flat. That means that the character makes him feel a certain kind of way while reading this character's personality, things this character says. If he didn't feel anything, then that would be a problem, in my opinion. That means I need to address. It doesn't matter if someone dislikes a character, because that's still a type of feeling. You know what I mean? So I'm fine with that. I just laugh when I get the feedback. Like, I know it sounds weird. I'm laughing because just that someone's reading my book and then they have emotions about things happening in the book, the characters and all those things. So it's very interesting. And then my 4th alpha is just some family member, so they really want to read it, and so I have them as an alpha. But it's interesting to have people read your books, even though I've had people read my poetry way back when I was published at 19, and also people reading my short stories before this will ever see the light of day. But it's still very, very interesting to have people read your story and then give feelings on things that's occurring in it. But this is a labor of love, and the alpha process is definitely one that you should definitely go through. And then I haven't even gone through the beta read yet, the beta run, which is after the alpha run. So I'm looking forward to that, because then my book will be in more people's hands before it reaches the public, you know. So I'm having a good time with it. I'm about not to have a good time because I honestly, to be honest with you and completely transparent, I cannot stand the editing process. I don't like it. That's my least favorite part. And of course, with notes from the alphas, there will be editing to occur. There was going to be some editing to occur anyhow, but some of you may not know the pain I have gone through before I even got to the alpha stage. And I made some mistakes and errors in my process. And it happens. I've learned, you know, I've grown as a writer and author. So next time I won't have to worry about those mishaps, so to speak. And I've learned from them. So it's actually a good learning experience. Sometimes we can't learn these things until they happen to us and we experience them and to make decisions and things of that nature. But yeah, so that's a whole nother conversation. But you know, the another thing I want to touch on is the relationship between an editor and a writer, and how important it is for your book, for your relationship to be good, be a good relationship, for the editor to understand your book, to want to read your book, to not shortchange you on reading the book and the materials. And unfortunately, I've gone through that. I never named my editor per se because I didn't feel that, I don't believe in, you know, throwing someone under the bus, even though I do feel that the editor that I had didn't read my work. Maybe she would say she did, but I don't feel that she did, because it was too many errors still in the book to say, and I don't necessarily think that that's her real work. I can't say that because I have seen her work with other writers and the work seemed fine, but I feel that, and so have others who read it after the fact, before I got to do anything else to it, didn't feel that it was done to its full potential. So that being said, that's just how it is. It is what it is. So I decided to work with other editors. In this case, I have another editor currently who does some of my short stories that have come out, and I have another editor as well, because I think you need an editing team, in my opinion, especially if you're going to do more in-depth editing, like line edits and proofreading and everything, all the other types of editing. I think that you need a team of editors if possible. It's very expensive, to be honest. So you need to shop around and make sure you get good prices. Of course, it's in your budget, because everyone has a budget. Not that people aren't worth their price that they ask, because they very well could be. But again, you have to also figure out what works for you as well, not just them. That being said, this process is very interesting, and I make sure that I do make videos like this while it's still going on. So I'm coming to the last leg of the alpha read. They are on the last 5 chapters. One is a little bit behind, but they're mostly on the last chapters, last few chapters of the book. And then to go in and edit, I have to do my self-edit, which will run probably until the end of the month. Once that's done, then I will have the betas begin in June. So I'm thinking about the second week of June, then my betas will start, and they will have a running until like the first week and a half of July will be the deadline to be completed for the beta run. So if anyone's going to be interested, I will be putting a beta run video out for beta reader call, and see who would be interested in reading the book. Again, it's called Cagliostro, Tale of Libertin, and I want to say, if I was going to just throw a whole bunch of genres together that's involved in this book, a paranormal horror, a paranormal supernatural horror with a subplot of romance. So I'm going to say that those are the elements that's within this story. It's very, very layered, and it's a 3-part series. So while reading this book, there are going to be things that are not going to be completely answered, because they are meant not to be answered just yet. That's intentional. So that being said, keep a lookout for that if you're interested in being a beta reader for me. Once the beta run is over and I get it to the editor and blah, 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 I will also be looking for ARC reviews and readers as well, which will be a video I will put up for that. So thank you all for your continued support, and I will see you in the next video. Stay scared.